All right, good morning, YouTube. Couple stocks on the watch for today. First thing we're going to talk about is the market. Overall, we have had a run up from December 26th leading up until today. The stock market right now, we closed out at 257.40 as of yesterday, but as of right now, it's tapping resistance at the 50-day moving average on the intraday chart. And we may have a pullback today down to about 255 before catching a bounce. I don't think the SPY is going to break any more below our current support here at the 20-day and 9-day moving average off of the daily chart. So I do anticipate, though, that the SPY will drop down to about 255 today, hold its levels, and then likely catch a bounce or hold its levels for today at this line. And not catch a bounce. So that's where our current market is. That's just something to be mindful of and keep it in the back of your head. There's a couple stocks on the list today for day trades. We'll talk about day trades first, and then we'll talk about swing trades and long-term holds, or short-term holds. But for today, one stock on the list is Netflix that I'm currently watching. Now, we had a sell-off yesterday, but it just looked like it was just a minor pullback. And this morning, this is Netflix. We closed at 332.94. So yesterday we opened up. We opened up at 334, and we closed yesterday at 332. The stock went all the way down to the low of day, which was 329 before getting bought back up, but we closed at 332 yesterday. So overnight, looking at the pre-market now, we surged up from 332 all the way up to 352. And if you guys view this actual chart right here, it's actually creating a bull flag. So when we're looking at this right now, the stock right now pre-market is 352, so gapped up 20 bucks overnight. And we're currently at the resistance level right now, so 352. If we don't break past 352, and like I said, the SPY is going to be heading, I feel it's going to be going downward, catching a bounce at 255. If the SPY begins to pull, we're not going to get past this resistance level. But if it does continue forward, then our next resistance point would be, I believe, 359. Hang on one second. 355 is our next resistance point, and if it breaks past that, we have a means to go all the way up to 362 for the next resistance point. However, if the SPY does pull, we can possibly drop further down. If it drops below 328, that'll be some confirmation for a actual short position to take, heading down to the next moving average. So that's just something to keep on watch today. Next stock that we're looking at today, marijuana is actually hot on the market today. There's been expansion and deals with Aurora Growth, Tilray, NBev, CJC. They all have deals with Aurora Cannabis, and so there's been some news that has been out. I checked out NBev, I checked out Tilray, I've checked out Aurora Growth and Aurora Cannabis, and I didn't see those stocks as being appealing to me to actually watch for the rest of the day. However, the only reason why I'm watching this stock, CJC, is because of the consistent run it's had for the past couple of days, for the last week. Now, if we look back at Netflix, it had the same run yesterday. It had a consistent run up, and then we had a red day because we needed to pull back. So looking back at CJC, it's kind of the same thing. We've had a consistent run up. We're now pocketing and getting into that area of resistance again. Stock as of right now, if we look at the intraday charts, 43.45. That's the current price right now, pre-market. So, we have until the next resistance to get to 45. and I have a good feeling that we're probably likely going to catch some resistance back down to the downside. So we may get one more green day before having a pullback, or we may actually go down today, depending on how the market opens up and if the rest of the stocks decide to pull. I don't think it's going to be anything major, but it's just something to watch. So that is one thing to keep on watch. Another stock I've mentioned 2 days ago on my last Friday video call out was a stock by the name of TWLO. And this stock is actually forming a new base and wants to break out. You can see that it's here. It's tapping the $100 mark. It's tapping again at the $100 mark and tapping again. And the moving averages are curving upwards, which means that the stock actually wants to push a little bit further and get out. I think it's going to do that today. Contingent on the market today, it may just straddle and just stay where it's at. It may hover down just a little bit, may just hold its levels, but this stock is due to break out pretty soon. So it's something that just to keep on watch. Our overall market is still in confirmed uptrend, and I feel good about it. I actually have 300 shares standing, and I've been in it since 93 mark. That was my entry price right here. So this was last Friday, and if you guys look over here, you guys can start to see that we're starting to tap and break out of this level right here, which is interesting to see. All right, two more stocks to talk about today. I'll call out. I did see that Delta Airlines missed their earnings, and the chart overall, I don't find it appealing just to look from a daily point of view. But when we zoom out and we look at the monthly or the weekly chart, actually, you can see that throughout the past 5 years, the stock's never really touched the 200-day moving average off the weekly, and you can see that when it does, it respects it. So it's tapped it here once, and this was back a year and a half ago, and then it rebounded back to the upside. So here we are back at the lows again, the 200-day moving average. It's tapping it. We have a hammer set right here. It looks like this stock wants to move back to the upside, but it's such a slow moving stock, and it's just. I also looked at the IBD ratings on it, and if we look at it, this is why I just don't find it appealing. I mean, well, when you think about it too, Delta Airlines is a major airline. Do I find that it's going to be going anywhere anytime soon? No, I mean, but it does have a 69 composite rating. It's ranked 8 in its sector. Relative strength is very low, and accumulation distribution rating is a D-, which means that yes, we'll likely go back up to the upside, but it's just going to be really, really slow. And to me, I just find that, for a $47 to $50 move, a 3-point move, having to wait, a possible 1 to 3 weeks is just not worth it. However, it is safe to say that we are in a good place to buy right now. If your entry was going to be on this, you'd be entering right here at 47.49 and placing your stop below. However, they did miss earnings this morning, so they're likely to catch a there they go right now. They're actually heading back to the upside. So this stock looks okay for now, but it is just something to keep in mind. It's going to be a while to get a return off of it, but it is a guaranteed return. Another stock that I did like was Denny's, and this stock actually sold off yesterday. Well, it hit its earnings, so it looked like it was just profit taking. Now I would not take a position in the stock, unless it was oversold. But the reason why I find it so appealing is because, and that's for my typical strategy. I wouldn't take a stock unless it was well oversold and it was a good company. But I do find it appealing because this stock right here is ranked 97. It's the first in this sector, and it has a high accumulation distribution rating with high relative strength. The stock did hit its earnings yesterday, and it looked like people were just taking their profits. But if you look at this chart, actually, it's created a new base. From the time of last October, from the time of last April actually. Through October, we've had this tap at 1750. We've had another tap at 1750. We finally broke out of it from earnings yesterday, and people took their profits. We had a pullback. So this stock right here, I see a potential for it to move forward more to the upside, but it's just going to be a while. And as you can see, we did have a profit taking from yesterday, and today we are actually green right now. So these are stocks that we are keeping on watch today. Feel free to take a position in any one of the names that you find most suitable for your trading strategy. Delta Airlines, TWLO, Netflix, CJC, and Denny's. And I'll be giving you guys a recap towards the end of the day.